Hey Taurus, welcome to Get Life 333 Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to be doing a love spread, couples, singles, and complicated. I'm going to be pulling a crowning energy for each. Then we're going to go through each, and I am going to timestamp so you don't have to watch, all of them all the way through. Remember, these are general messages. Please take what resonates, throw out the rest. I know everyone says that. What does that even mean? Well, you might not be resonating the strongest with your sun sign this month. You might be resonating stronger with your moon sign or your rising or your Venus, especially if it's love. You got to check that Venus sign. Okay, so I just recommend that. All right, let's pull some Rider-Waite. Hope you guys are doing well. You guys have a lot going on. You have this Jupiter retrograde in your house of reincarnation, new starts. Also, at the end, I'm going to be pulling a yes-no card, and you guys are going to be asking your own question. I'll just be indicating the answer to it. Okay. All right, so let's get right into this. Again, I don't remember if I said, but I am going to timestamp in the description. Okay, so let's talk about this. So, Taurus, those of you who are coupled, so this is coupled, this is for singles, and this is for those of you who are in complicated relationships, okay? This is the fates. The fates. I've been getting this card so much, but that makes sense to me. Yeah, so the fates. This is just telling you, Taurus, for those of you who are in coupled relationships, other people are who they are, and you can't change them. And the challenge might be for you right now is to just accept them as they are and try not to make them otherwise, to suit you or the way that you think they should be, right? So this is a time to look at how you attempt maybe to mold people to fit your image of how you think they should be so that you can stay in the relationship with them and avoid feeling uncomfortable in the relationship. Yeah, just accepting who they are and not fighting the situation, and just ride things out for a bit and see where it leads. Kind of surrender to it, just the serenity that you need to make good choices from here on out will just be given to you regarding this relationship. I'm getting really a good feeling, good stuff about that. Yeah. Okay, now going into the cards, we have, this is, by the way, for the second half of April, going into May, we have the Four of Cups reversed. So I'm getting that at this point in time, you and your partner are in a little bit of a slump. I'm feeling like maybe you guys are feeling a little dissatisfied in the relationship at this point, kind of like yearning for something, a change, but you don't really know what. You can't really put your finger on it. And this is telling me you guys feel a little in limbo right now in some way. But there are two good things about this, though. Okay, first of all, it's a minor arcana, so it's temporary. It's a temporary energy. And second, this just indicates that you need to figure out a way of infusing some passion back into your relationship. This is very fixable. This just indicates a slump to me, where you guys kind of got into the same kind of routine, busy in life, doing the same thing over and over again. Even when you guys socialize, it's like the same thing. But this has to be, and it has to be visited in a way where both of you are feeling it. That both of you are communicating this feeling. Your partner may not be feeling this with you in the same way, or you may not be feeling it in the same way that your partner is, or you could both be feeling it. It doesn't matter. The communication still has to happen, and it needs to be addressed. Like, what areas of your life are you allowing to become boring and routine and predictable? I mean, some parts of life are just always going to be like that, but maybe you guys could figure out something that outside of your work, outside of your life responsibilities, what could you do that could kick up the spark a little bit? Maybe you can do a little weekend getaway, or if you don't have the finances right now, have a carpet picnic, or something like that. Something where It's just something different, and just as a way for you guys to reconnect. Yeah, because then we have the Six of Cups energy, and this is telling me that you're both missing the way things used to be at one time in your relationship. Yeah. Yeah, you miss it. Not so much of the, I'm not even talking about like the honeymoon part of the relationship, but the connection more, right? That you guys felt at one time, because I'm getting that you're just not feeling totally connected at this point. And that happens in relationships, right? I mean, life is busy, right? We work like crazy. We have other people in our lives. A lot of us have kids. A lot of us have homes, you know, that we have great responsibility to tend to. I mean, there are a lot of things, you know. But you guys are just not feeling as connected as you normally would be or should be, or that you both desire. I'm getting the feeling that you and your partner need to have a really good, healthy conversation. You know, just to figure out a way to reconnect that you know, connection, get that flame going again. And again, in a way that it has to speak to both of you. So it can't just be sex, or can't just be like a shared meal, or, you know, something like, it has to be something that's important to both of you, because both of your needs should be addressed. And I feel like, you know, the energy just really supports this time again, just because, you know, I can't get away from the fact that you guys do have Jupiter retrograde in your house, of the 8th house of reincarnation. So, you know, that's the house of death. And that sounds so scary, but it's an ending, but like a simultaneous new beginning of something, which is so beautiful when that happens in our relationships, because it's just acknowledging, okay, the way we've been doing things is not really working, you know, to the best for our relationship. So let's approach things from a different way. That's what that means. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles, and this is a beautiful card to get in your spread, Taurus. Yeah, this brings blessings to every aspect of your life, and it does inflect positive blessings on the other cards in your reading here. This is like the Sun's version. The Sun, how positive it is for the major arcana. This is how the Ace of Pentacles is for the minor arcana. It blesses all the cards on the table for your spread, which is beautiful. This is going to be, to me, if you guys figure this out, what I'm getting is a period of prosperity. You know, in the most mundane sense, because it's a pentacle, it can mean money. You know, maybe money's been an issue, and that you guys have been working your butts off trying to just, you know, save for something, or just to pay the bills, whatever. And all of a sudden something new happens where that's suddenly not as much of an issue anymore. Pentacles can, though, also represent our health, including our mental health. So if it has nothing to do with money on the mundane sense, this can indicate a time where you and your partner just feel, you know, let's say you guys communicated and you had that conversation, you just feel extra supported by one another and just so supportive of each other. This will be a time of connection on a deeper level for both of you after that conversation is had. But make sure that conversation is had, Taurus, because you don't want this period of lack of connection or feeling something is missing to grow into something bigger that can put an even greater strain on your relationship, okay? Yeah, so let's pull a yes, no card. Ask whatever question you want to ask 3 times. Ask it 3 times. I'll give you a second. Okay. Okay, it's 8. That is a yes. That is a yes. Okay. It's the 8 of Swords. Yeah, I like it for you. Can you see that? I like it. I like it also because 8 represents progress forward, a vision to move things forward. So I really like that for you. Okay, Taurus couples, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. And now we're going to go on to Taurus singles. So Taurus singles, we got the Not For You Oracle. Okay. All right, so you know, this oracle indicates that something that you wanted is being denied from you right now. And this is, you know, how I say it a lot. I guess a lot of people say it, where rejection is God's protection. That's what I'm getting here. And you're feeling lately that maybe you're just kind of watching life from the sidelines, you know? But this just indicates that what you want, like this image that you have in your head, this fantasy that you have in your head of, because you're definitely single now. So either you're wanting to get back into a relationship that's ended, or you're really desiring to get into something new. But for those of you who have a person identified in your mind, this does indicate that you're not going to get that exact thing right now. And this is a time that's asking you to just radically accept that not everything is available to you when you want it, because something so much better that's going to make you really deeply soul happy is on its way. You know? And for those of you who are still reflecting on a past relationship, Taurus, you just have to know some relationships just have this innate seed of failure in them that's obvious from the beginning, but maybe the red flags escaped you, you know, and that happens. That happens when we really want something to work. You can't beat yourself up over it. But the bottom line is, you know, when a relationship isn't meant to be, it's just not possible, you know? So that rejection that you may have gone through leading you to the state of being single, it happened to protect you. It absolutely did, okay? So I'm getting that that's where you were, and then you went into this high priestess energy. So I'm getting that you've gone through a period of deep self-reflection, Taurus, and that you've been single for a little bit, and you're coming out of a period of incubation, meaning that you've really been thinking about your past relationships and how they've inflected you, and why you've done what you've done in relationships, why you've allowed certain things, why you did certain things to people, just the overall reality of the relationships and the reality of the people who you've been with. This is really all being looked at by you right now, right? Just really tuning into your intuition, and it's all for the purpose of just self-growth and just to give you information that you feel like at this point you need to really understand before getting into another relationship. I'm getting such a healthy vibe from this. Yeah, because you're growing. You've grown at this point. Yeah, because now then you're going into this full space. So here this tells me that you're ready. You're ready to start taking a calculated risk in relationships, that you do understand that it's not without the possibility of heartbreak, but you do feel ready to finally take this leap. And the energy is supporting this as being a time of you just being like really optimistic and encouraging you to have a fresh new perspective on relationship. Yeah, Taurus, this indicates an opportunity to start over in this area, just your whole relationship arena. Oh, I like it. I like it. It's encouraging you to allow yourself to feel excited at the prospect of a new relationship, and that new things are right ahead of you. This is going to be a time of discovery of something very new. It also indicates absolutely a new relationship. And this energy is encouraging to go with the flow at this point. Don't overthink anything. Don't put the cart before the horse in any area that has to do with this relationship that you're entering into. Just don't bother doing it. But you are going to be entering into something new. Absolutely. That's what this is saying. But then you have the Ten of Cups reversed. And even though it's reversed, this is still a very positive card. This just says that there's going to be a little bit of an irritating undercurrent in this new relationship that you're going to be entering into. There might be like an initial disruption in the beginning of the relationship, but this is not going to last. This is a short-term energy. It's more like a glitch in it, you know, nothing major. And then once this glitch is over, you're going to have the Ten of Cups blessing. So this is a really beautiful thing. Okay, so it's time to pull your yes/no card. Okay, so ask your question, ask it 3 times. 3 times in a row, and ask it the same way, all 3 times, okay? Okay, and... Ooh, Taurus! Not only is it yes, but it's a yes with a Knight of Cups. Someone offering you themselves, somebody offering you their emotions. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Good stuff, Taurus couples. Good stuff. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys next time, okay? All right. Now we're going to Taurus. It's complicated. Okay, so this is going to be for you, Taurians, who are going through a little bit of a challenging time. Maybe you're together, maybe you're not, but it's definitely a complicated kind of situation. So here for you guys, I pulled the Treasure Island Oracle. Okay, and this is just telling me that this is a time of discovery for you in this relationship. I'm getting that at the end of this time period, you're going to be in a space of feeling like a newness, like things are in sync, and just you're going to really be feeling this love. This really is very supportive of your relationship. This, and what I'm really getting here is though such valuable lessons are going to be learned during this time. And yes, of course valuable lessons are going to be happening during this time, because you guys have Jupiter retrograde in your 8th house of death and reincarnation. You guys are going to be having these new beginnings. You're going to have this new beginning here. Yeah, and you're going to be focusing on what this love, you're both going to be focusing on what this love, what this relationship has taught you. Yeah, but I'm getting you guys are going to need to go through some stuff to get to that point. Okay? Yes, as we have this King of Cups, so this is indicating that there's a need to settle conflict, Taurus, either within yourself or between you and your partner, and you're just not sure how to handle it at this point. But this is recommended because you don't know, should I be illogical in my approach, or should I listen to my heart, my intuition? And this card does support that you go with your heart for this one. Yeah. Yeah. Let your heart indicate what you should be doing. And be sure that when you're dealing with your partner, that you just exhibit a lot of empathy for them. And I know that might be challenging, especially if you guys have been arguing and you feel like you in some way have been disrespected or mistreated, but you have to understand the big picture here. That if you do ultimately want to grow out of this complicated space into more of a coupled space, your partner's going to have to feel like you're hearing them. And you're going to need to feel the same way. So you're going to need to put your ego aside and be able to be empathetic to how they feel. It doesn't mean you have to agree with it, but you have to be able to listen to how they're feeling and their processing of everything that's gone on. Because if you do that, they're going to be able to drop their defenses, and communication is just going to be so much more productive at that point, you know? Yeah. And then we're going into the Empress reverse. So this indicates to me a time of financial issues or some sort of domestic strife in one way or another. There's a struggle going, a disruptive influence, really, more in some part having to do with your life, with your partner. Something is disrupting. There's a block in your relationship in one area. This is creating a lot of stress for the two of you. Yeah, this could be anything from finances, you know, as I said, you know, in a mundane way. But this can also be an inability to have a meeting of the minds in an emotional way. This just indicates a block. I'm getting this block, this inability to see eye to eye, you know, in a way that would encourage like a solid reconciliation at this point. At this point. But, you know, yeah, but, you know, that Jupiter retrograde, that's going to be going until May. So, you know, maybe you're going to want to just let that do its thing. Because I'm getting there's emotion here. But the time may not be right for you right now. For you two to to re-engage in this relationship, because I'm not getting that you're each fully in touch with what you each really need. Like, to the point of being able to articulate it fully, both of you. As well as both of you being in touch with what really went on in the relationship. And yeah, just overall, like, what you want, you know? You really need to be clear on that, right? Before you can re-engage in anything. And then you have the Five of Cups energy, and this indicates upset and sorrow, Taurus, you know? Like sadness and some confusion due to you and your partner just not getting along. I'm not sure. I'm getting that you guys broke up, or if you didn't break up, there's extreme emotional distance. But there's disappointment here. There were arguments, and you're just both feeling very sad, and you both intuitively feel that there's not much of a chance of going back to the situation. But Taurus, you're going to have to be in a space of having to move on, excuse me, to move onward regardless right now. Excuse me. If your relationship is going to work, you know, some space needs to be had right now between the two of you. Yeah, but I'm definitely getting you're going to have the support of your family and friends, you know. But also, see, with this card, you see how he's looking forward at the Three Cups that is spelt. You guys know cups are emotions or feelings. Looking at the Three Cups that are spelt. Not recognizing the Two Cups that are behind him. It's like he's not recognizing all of the emotions. You know, so that's what I'm feeling like. There's still, like, you guys are not done, but you just need some space to reconnect with how you truly feel about each other. Yeah, you need some space to do a little more thinking, a little more realizing as to what's going on. So, okay, Taurus, ask your yes/no question 3 times and make sure you ask it in the same way all 3 times. Okay, I'll give you a second. Okay, so it's reversed, but it's a minor arcana, so that just tells me not now. Not now. And because it's a pentacle, it could be that not now because money is an issue and one of you or both of you are working on that. I kind of hope it's not that, because money should not be a reason that you guys are not together. Or this pentacles could be, again, it has to do with health, but mental health and feeling supported and being able to be supportive of another and the ability to allow ourselves to feel supported, you know, feel that connection, you know, on a very soul level. So, you know, this tells me that the energy will support you guys getting back together if that soul searching is done, and that ability to support each other. You don't have to agree with each other on everything. That's the thing. You know, there shouldn't be, don't let ego get in the way on any of these fronts. Now, if you guys are broken up because your partner did you wrong and you're in a space of not knowing whether to get back together, whatever, that's not complicated. That's over, really, right? So complicated is that you guys are in this space where it's like you're still kind of together, but you're kind of not, okay? So, Taurus, that is what I have for you guys right now. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.